54 points to the Lions, 17 points to Edinburgh. What a win for the Lions. What a win. What a statement win. After quite a few disappointing performances recently, they've just been absolutely on it at home recently. I mean, this Lions team right now, they've been building this team for a while now, and some of their players are really starting to show some experience, some superstar level play. And I mean, just thinking of some guys off the top of my head, Ruan Venter, Bartot Lekani, Morne van der Berg, Hashim Piet coming off the bench, Bronson Mills, Henku van Wyk, Eric Cronje, Chris Smith, all these guys have been so good for the Lions. I probably missed out a few guys as well, but we're going to go through some of the stats. We're going to react to some of the stats, some of the good individual performances as well. But this was a really statement win by the Lions, and they are really on the up right now. So let's see how the table looks after this game. The Lions have moved up to 9th on the log with 33 points. I actually think they might be higher than that right now. I don't think that's updated yet. But I mean, that is just absolutely phenomenal for the Lions. That is absolutely phenomenal. They're looking really good. So in this game, the Lions scored 8 tries to Edinburgh's 3, 7 conversions to Edinburgh's 1, 93 carries only 93 carries to Edinburgh's 123, which just shows that the Lions were just so ruthless, so potent every single time they had the ball. They were taking the opportunities, and I mean, this Lions team right now, especially playing at home in the Highveld, is extremely dangerous. I just love watching this Lions team play because, yes, they don't have some of the superstar Springbok players, but they will. This Lions team is really building something special. And if you think they're getting guys like Bowen Venter as well, they're building some squad depth. Guys on the bench are looking good. Guys that are even playing in this game are looking good. And they've got some really good junior players as well. I mean, just off the top of my head, Ethan Adams is there as well for the future. They have some really good youngsters. Lekona Finka as well. Some guys that have been superstars in the under 20 level that are really going to start showing themselves at the highest level. So honestly, this Lions team right now, for a few years, people were saying maybe the Cheetahs should come back. And I still think there should be some sort of space for the Cheetahs somewhere, because they are such a legendary franchise, whether it's maybe going back to Super Rugby with 2 teams. But this Lions team right now is looking absolutely awesome. I just love watching them play, and I'm not even a Lions fan. But for Edinburgh, on the other hand, a very disappointing loss. Obviously not their strongest team that travelled, but still a very strong, respectable team. I mean, if you just look at the lineup from Edinburgh that they chose, there's some really good players there, which is actually quite worrying. I mean, Bowen Venter is there, Dylan Richardson is there, Darcy Ray, Magnus Bradbury, Matt Curry is a good player, Maleli Satala Navalivu, I'm trying to say that right, he's also a good player. Harry Patterson is a good player. So you can see maybe Ewan Ashman as well on the bench. So not their strongest team, but still a very respectable team, still a very good team, and they just were unable to really produce the goods. And I mean, Sean Everett right now might be under quite a bit of pressure. I know he did sign a contract extension there. He's a good coach, but does he fit the mold of this team? I mean, if I think of Edinburgh, I think of a team that should be really much higher up right now. Edinburgh right now is 12th on the table, only 12th. They might be higher than that now after the weekend or lower, but 12th on the table. When you think of Edinburgh, I think of a top 5, top 16 easy. I think Edinburgh and Glasgow should be neck and neck on the table, but no, Glasgow's at number 1, Edinburgh's at number 2, and to have so many international players and still be struggling this way is a bit of a worrying statistic right now for this Edinburgh team. It's a very worrying time for this team. We're going to go over some more of the stats. The Lions had overall in the game only 38% possession. Edinburgh was 62%. Set plays, scrum win percent, 80% for the Lions, 100% for Edinburgh. Line out win percentage, 67% line outs won for Edinburgh. That is a very worrying statistic with 18 line outs as well. If they had at least 80% or 85% plus with 100% scrum win rate and with 18 line outs, getting 85% line out win rate would have been much better for them. Honestly, the stats are looking like Edinburgh should have honestly been much better in this game. So obviously they didn't take the opportunities. They had a few really uncharacteristic mistakes, and obviously playing away from home, touring to South Africa is always going to be difficult. But the way that Edinburgh played today was actually unacceptable, to be honest. It was really unacceptable. So this Edinburgh team going forward need to step up their game. This isn't me giving any disrespect to the Lions. I thought the Lions just played absolutely incredible rugby every time they were given the opportunity. They looked dangerous every time they had the ball, and it shows with 93 carries only, getting 318 post-contact meters, 7 clean line breaks, and beating Edinburgh in almost every carry statistic possible with nearly 30, with actually exactly 30 less carries. So the Lions were much more in control of the game. They looked a lot better. And to be honest, this Lions team right now is getting a lot better on the defensive side of the ball as well, playing with the scraps, trying to really play these kind of the winning percentage rugby. I think the Lions, what they were doing in previous seasons is they were playing good rugby. They'd be good now and then. But right now, this Lions team is on the up. They're looking good at a more consistent basis as well. They won the South African Shield for the first time. That is a really big deal. Beating the likes of the Stormers, the Sharks, the Bulls for the South African Shield, and those are teams full of Springbok players as well. So I think this Lions team right now is on the up. They've got some future South African stars. They've got some guys playing extremely good rugby. I mean, if you think of the guys like Batot Lekani, Ethan Adams still there that hasn't even played, Hashim Pete is playing awesome rugby right now, Henku van Wyk, Morne van der Berg, these are some really phenomenal players. If you think of the guys on the bench as well, Renzo du Plessis, Sibo Balokoma, also known as Fudge, what a phenomenal player. Some really, really good players there, and I really like what they are building right now. The Lions conceded 9 penalties to Edinburgh's 4, and Edinburgh still couldn't capitalize. Just looking at the stats, it's worrying that Edinburgh wasn't closer in this game. 54 points to 17, but if you look at the stats, I know the stats don't say everything, but if you look at the stats, it should have at least been a much closer game. I mean, tackles missed, 18 tackles to the Lions, 31 tackles missed to Edinburgh, and they only made 79 tackles. They completed 72% of tackles, which is a very poor statistic. Now let's look at some of the individual performances here as well, just to see where some guys were really good. Top carriers in the game: Magnus Bradbury with 14, Harry Patterson with 10, Ewan Ashman with 9. Ruan Venter, phenomenal player, can play in the lock, can play in the loose forwards. I think they are playing him at lock because they have such good loose forwards right now, and he's a very big human being. But I do think if he was to get called up to the Springboks, he'd be better suited to the loose forwards. But with all the stocks they have there right now, it's probably better to have guys like a Batot Lekani, Renzo du Plessis, and Ruan Venter on the field at the same time. It just makes so much more sense for that. Now let's look at some of the other statistics here. Line breaks: Angelo Davids leads the game with 2 line breaks. Tackles completed: Ruan Venter 14, Siba Balwe Mahashe, what a phenomenal player as well, 12 tackles, and Batot Lekani with 10 tackles. Turnovers lost: Ross Thompson with 3, Eric Cronje with 2, but I actually thought he had quite a good game. Chris Smith with 2, also had a good game, unfortunately had to leave the field. Turnovers 1, Freddie Douglas with 2, Bronson Mills with 1, and Ulrich Cronje with 1. Let's just see some of the other statistics here that maybe make a really big difference to the game. Let's see. Let's go defenders beaten. Morne van der Berg, 4 defenders beaten. Harry Patterson, 4. So you can see Harry Patterson had a good game here. Kewan Horn with 3. Angelo Davids with 3. Henku van Wyk with 3. Chris Smith with 2. SJ Kotze with 2. Ruan Venter with 2. Siba Balwe Mahashe with 2. Frankie Horn with 2. To be fair, Edinburgh allowing the Lions players to beat them this much is very worrying for this team right now. I don't know what's going on with Edinburgh. It's like they've lost their style, they've lost their identity, because this Edinburgh team a few years ago, you'd look at them and you'd say, we have to play Edinburgh this week again. This is going to be a tough game. Edinburgh is going to be the favourites. But now, Edinburgh they just don't seem like the team we know that they can be. Like normally you think of Edinburgh as one of those big teams, a team that can beat a big team on any day, but you don't expect Edinburgh to go and really lead the statistics for the set piece and some of the other stats in the game, but be absolutely outplayed 54 points to 17. It's a very worrying thing right now for this Edinburgh team, a very, very worrying thing. And if you had to look at some of the other things that's happened the last few times they've played, also thinking of the 5th of October last year, or 2024, Lions also got a big win against them. So it's not a new thing for Edinburgh really losing by a lot. And if you look at Edinburgh's last 5 games, they lost 40 points to 19 to Ulster. Yes, they beat Scarlets 24 points to 19. They had a close loss to Leinster. They lost to the Bulls at home as well, and they got thumped by Bath 63 points to 10. So all around, very, very worrying performances right now from this team. So I don't know what they're going to have to do to really get better, but Edinburgh right now is in a bit of a tough spot. They're also losing a few of their players to international clubs as well. Can they bounce back? Do they need a new coach? Do they need to just change something in the club? Because they've got some really good players. I mean, Bowen Venter, Dylan Richardson. Yes, they've got some really good guys coming back, but honestly, from an Edinburgh perspective, this is absolutely unacceptable. This is unacceptable from them. It really is unacceptable, and hopefully they can fix this going forward, because they are a better team than this. They're a much better team than this. And just looking at the attacking profile, you can see post-contact meters was similar, carries were similar, kicks were similar, but where the Lions really did stand out is with 22-meter entries, 22-meter conversions, and line breaks. And then on the defensive side, Edinburgh leading with dominant tackles, leading with the tackle offloads, leading with tackle turnovers, leading with turnovers won, also more tackles missed. But the Lions only place on defense where they were better is with tackles made. Everywhere else, Edinburgh was much better, and by quite a lot. So for Edinburgh to lose the game the way that they did while dominating the defensive side of the ball the way they did, just shows they were just nowhere to be on attack. And those few mistakes that Edinburgh did make, and those few mistakes that they did allow, the opportunities they allowed to the Lions really capitalized. So just looking at this, very worrying for Edinburgh that they actually could have been competitive in this game. And it's just like an inner turmoil thing where they just absolutely lost it and they just didn't know how to come back from it. So very worrying for Edinburgh. What do they have to do going forward? They are down on the log right now, down on the table. They have to put in some really big performances going forward to try get into the top 8. If they can get into the top 8, we know Edinburgh is a very good team. They're a very good squad. They've got some very good players. They can build it up from there. But right now, this team is not looking the best. Overall, Edinburgh right now is really probably a 5 out of 10 for the season for me, or a 5.5. It's not looking good for them. Lions, on the other hand, on the up in the top 8. Can they stay there? I don't know. It's going to be very tough. A lot of other teams putting pressure from between 7 to 12 in the log. It's going to be really exciting into the year. If you guys do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I'll be doing match reactions to almost all the games, especially the Scotland, Irish, Italian and South African teams. All of those games will be always reacting to it. Might be doing a few live streams as well going forward. So if you do enjoy that, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.